Alright. Let's run some tests. Today we are going to test to see about gil farming during Sparkpocalypse. You know, people may not be moving gil, but the NPCs are still buying. So let's test this out. I got 28k on me. Let's test this for 1 hour and see where I'm at. What you're going to do is go to the biota tree. Some old school farming. We're basically just gonna kill everything up here. NPC all the goods. Actually, let's call trusts and we'll speed it up even more. Alright, let's roll. Grab some crabs together. Go over by a gobu. This is old school. This is the way we used to do things, was farm for NPC. You know, stuff may not be moving, but doesn't mean we have to stay broke in the game. Gather some gobus and some crabs. You know, and if this spot's empty, then there's monsters enough for everybody. You know, you could probably get 2 people here if they were not super high geared. You know, we're just gonna run this for about an hour and see where the, see where it takes us money-wise. It'll give a good eyeball. first clear of this floor is done. Oh, I missed one. We've got all kinds of stuff here already. Quite a decent amount of stuff with little to no effort, and they all sell. The NPC for, no, it's not the greatest cash, but it's decent when you add it up. You take all those little numbers and they add up quickly. And things are already starting to respawn. It's perfectly timed if you have basically one person. If you have more than one, then you could have a little bit of downtime, but now if you wanted, you can go below and work your way back up and follow a loop. You complete up here. Matter of fact, I'll show you the loop after while I'm waiting for them to respawn. You go down the waterfall, and you start grabbing them. Come over to this one and we will cleave them off. And now for new people, this could be a good way to get that weekly Sparks cap and Accolades cap as well, which gives them 2 million gil a week. So when you add all this up, it's a lot of gil. Now we've got these crawlers as well. These are going to drop silk. Those you'll stack up and you'll sell on the auction house. So you do have a few things selling on the auction house at the same time. Now you can be a little more selective if you so well choose, you know, on what drops you keep and which ones you don't, so you can stack more in your inventory. However, I just cleave all of them. And there's an elemental, so there's also clusters. Those you will sell on the auction house. Because crafters are always looking for crystals. Always. And clusters are the best way to go. Now the one item I don't keep is the Mandra Buds, but I wait till I have more stacks available. And just clear the areas, work your way back to the top, and then you start the cycle over again. You know, it's more mindless farming and less, you know, I would say there's still some RNG involved. However, it's really not, you know, hoping for the big. You got the big drop. Well, this isn't about the big drop. This is about adding it up over time. Because the NPCs don't stop buying. People may, the NPCs won't. If you do this on Thief, your drops do dramatically go up. If I remember correctly... Alright, this brings us back out there. It's just following a loop. Giant loop. I mean, just in a few minutes, my inventory has got, you know, quite a few items in it, and they do sell. The Wisteria Lumbers, I believe, are 1,600 a piece, so I've probably got about 25k in those in a few minutes. No, it's not, you know, make millions in a day. It's not about that. It's about making sure I have constant incoming gil. You know, I've got 20 minutes. Okay, let's go farm. That's all you need. You got 20 minutes, go farm and NPC it. You don't have to worry about auction house space. You don't have to worry about any of that. Alright, I'm going to do one more full loop, and then we're going to go sell. And let's see what it nets us. We've been at this for approximately 10 minutes. Now multiply that over time. You know, say you do this for an hour. Say you do it for 2, because you have 2 hours available. There's a home point crystal right here. Super easy warp. You know, you could technically do these at, I believe, level 80. At 75, only certain jobs were successful at doing it. But once you're at 99, I mean, that you don't really need to buy much in the game before 99. But once you're 99, everything costs a lot more money. A lot more. You know, say you want to make a relic. Okay, well, to upgrade it, you can farm Dynamis. But if you can't accurately and successfully do the upgrade materials to get it to 119 and to afterglow it, then you're going to need a way to make that gil. And this is a pretty mindless way to do so. You know, not only will it help the market by making the gil to buy the items, because when you're buying from other people, it's helping the economy, but you're also putting more money into the economy, because you're making your money from the NPCs. You're not making them from other people. Any money you get from other people is just icing on the cake when you sell things like the silk. Now that Boyota coffer key I just got, I can, if I go find that coffer chest, I could get gil from there. The first time you do it, I believe you get the map, but after that, it's gil. Oh, apparently I missed one. Some of those coffer chests will net you 15,000-20,000. See? And these are already respawning. As long as you got your trusts out, these are not going to kill you. There's really no risk of death on these with your trusts. Now, if you're not running out of inventory space, you don't have to drop anything. You know, you come out here, you fill up, you go to NPC. Now, coming down here, there is an NM Gubu that spawns down here. Now, these are higher level crawlers at this spot, and higher level crabs. These you don't need to actually farm, but I want to show that you can. And by being higher level, they do increase their drop rates. And they're easier to cleave as well because you can hold TP longer. And that word strand actually sells for a half decent amount. You can get capacity points down here doing this one. So it's a win-win. Well, let's keep going. Let's get to the NM. Actually, I think I took a wrong turn for the NM. That's alright. Actually, I think the NM would have been down here. In this area down here. Now, I know the alien edge heals the P-Pucks, but it's allowing you to cleave down the rest of the monsters at the same time. But just as easily, we can just Mandalic stab them over and over again. Now the NM that spawns down here is Ancient Gobu. I always used to farm him, I don't quite remember why. Let me look that up real quick. Let's see. Yeah, he's a 21 to 24 hour NM. the likelihood of him being up isn't that likely. However, he drops pretty much the same drops, but he drops a great katana as well, the Diana, that NPCs for decent, and he drops the Sukisada. But then you just loop back around, do your normal loop. Oh, nice and easy. No, and then we'll go test it here in a minute. See how much we pulled in our approximately 20 minutes. This used to be a very viable way of making gil, but RMT learned that, and they had to nerf the prices of these too. But doesn't mean, just because it's nerfed doesn't mean we can't do it, just means it's not as good as it used to be. Almost back done my second loop, and then we're gonna go sell and run the test. Yeah, but I'm trying to show people that you can do this regardless. You know, I don't tackle around. But just to show that you can, you know, you can make gil even when you can't go do high-end content. You know, most people can't do the Cerberus salvage 2 effectively, but they can do, for example, Chimera, which it has a lockout once every day. Okay, so you do that once. Now what are you gonna do? Well, this would be, you know, no, it's not huge income, but it is viable income. And I've been here 20 minutes, and I'm gonna go sell, see what I got. Making sparks for the weekly sparks cap. you know, making accolades. And then you could also turn around and use those accolades and pop more Unity NMs and get more drops. You know, it doesn't always have to be what can sell on the auction house. You know, I want to show everybody that you can play this game effectively without having to be super high end. You know, I'm a casual player. Alright, let's go to Sandoria, Southern Entrance. You know, as a casual player, I don't do a lot of the high-end farming. Yes, I can farm dynamics and stuff. Not everybody can do it effectively. So this is, you know, how can any normal person that plays this game, you know, if you play solo, okay, so you pop a couple trusts, you go to Biota Tree, you know, we'll save the clusters. Well, crawler eggs, well, you know, some of these, yes, they don't sell for much, you just sell them to get them out of your inventory. I agree, on Ashura it is really hard to do a lot of things like this. But it's only one of the servers. You know, these add up really quick, actually. You know, I made 4K from there. Save the silk. It's actually one of the reasons I don't play on Ashura, is strictly because of that fact. That everything is just so overly camped that, you know, I had 28K when I went over there. Let's see where I'm at. In 20 minutes time. And I did delay myself. I went to a couple camps that, you know, weren't viable, just because I kind of got lost. But in 20 minutes, I made about 100K. Saving the silk thread, saving the word strands, and saving the clusters, so that I can auction house those later. That's 100K. So you're talking 300 to 500K an hour. You average that over the week, you could make several million on a slower server. Now to give some, you know, reality to cluster costs, you know, lightning clusters. You sell 12 of those, that's 200 more K. On this server anyways. Let's see what else. Silk thread and word strands. Silk threads. You know, crafters are always buying this stuff up. Those, I'll probably NPC. But you could, just to get them into the economy, throw them on there, see if they sell. Let's find the word strands. 50K a stack. So if you're just nonchalantly stacking them, it's an extra 50K. And if you happen to be able to craft them, you can turn them into bigger items. Same with the silk. There we go. to think though that I was there all of maybe 20 minutes. If I mainstreamed my path, I could probably go over 100k in 20 minutes. And then it's just about, you know, popping yourself back over there, which is super fast to do. You know, it's right next to a home point. Now, if anyone has any questions, by all means, shoot them out there. I love answering questions. If I don't know the answer, I can very easily look it up, or I might know someone who does know the answer. Now, I am on Ragnarok. You know, it's a medium volume server. It's not completely dead, and it's, you know, it's not Ashura busy. But we hit about 1,400 people last night. I mean, obviously because of the free login campaign, but you could see where the camps are, how full the camps are. Now, I am planning to put out an actual YouTube guide for helping create Gil during the Sparkpocalypse economy. So I'm going to be doing some testing of a bunch of different methods. By all means, everyone's more than welcome to join in and watch, and the videos will come out pretty readily. I'm going to put one out about this just for basic concept to everybody, probably within the next day or so. I'm going to leave the crabs alone because there's someone out there farming them. So I will not bother with the crabs. Thank you for following Bukadin. Much appreciated. You know, and for anyone that wasn't here before, I'm just showing how some of our old methods we used to do back in the day are still viable methods during a, you know, sparks nerf where people can't really just farm sparks as effectively to make money. If you're not a crafter, you got to have something to make gil. On Ashura, it is going to be dramatically harder. Pretty much anything that could ideally make even 10 gil is probably camped by some sort of a bot. Now on the quieter servers, probably not as much of an issue. but I just loop around the tree, and then I follow the cycle down below and loop around down below. And I come back up, these will already be back up again, and do it all over again. I made 100k in my first about 18 to 20 minutes. And if I was to mainline my path, not do Mandragoras as much, I probably could potentially get an extra 30 to 50k. But when you add it up, if you've got an hour or 2 hours to play, you don't have all the time in the world, but you're not high-end geared, this is actually decent gil. And it's a good way to get gil going so that you can get the higher level gear. Depending on what class you are, okay, well, to get the really good high-end gear for monk, samurai, ninja, those ones, they're millions of gil for the Ken set. But not everyone needs to have the Ken set right away. You know what I mean? But if you need the gil, this is the way to do it. Now that being said, if you slowly level a craft as well, cooking is a cheap one to level. Alchemy, I recently just did, was pretty cheap. You could turn profit from it. Right now, having bone crafting and alchemy making skeleton keys is a great profit. Because everyone doing Odyssey needs those, they use those keys, especially the thieves that are farming it. This push, I'm gonna go for a little while. I'm gonna do probably 5 or 10 loops. How's it going, Tales from the Crypt? Nice to meet you. If anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I absolutely don't think Beast sucks, actually. Especially with the new patch we just got, Beast has become much more viable. And that's including endgame content. But I enjoyed Beast from the get-go. I leveled Beast back in the day when we soloed it. Everything was solo because Jug Pets nerfed your party XP. And I found it a lot of fun. I enjoy Beast. Especially if you can get an ambuscade axe on your Beast or the mythic weapon. Either one of them, you can do a whole lot of damage. Mythic is more geared towards your pet. The ambuscade axe makes the actual character dramatically stronger. Now, I'm a much more casual player. I don't really focus on min-maxing. I do what I find's fun, and I take it and go with it. And I'm not afraid to tell people, well, if you won't, take me because I'm not the best, well, then you're a loss. I may not get things quite as fast as a min-maxer, but the usual casual player can't min-max everything. I don't 6-box, so I can't enter all the content and clear it myself. So I do what I can to get my characters by, my character by. I have a couple characters. I cannot multi-box for the life of me. What server are you on? I've heard, I mean, this isn't direct because I'm on Ragnarok, but I've heard a lot of kind of a Shiva, Bahamut. There's several link shells that are kind of play the jobs they want or GTFO. And we have a pretty laid back community over on Ragnarok. I'm in the process of creating my own link shell, actually, just for people that like to play like myself, that just, you know, they can't min-max, they're just here to have fun. You know, let's try things, new methods, ways people haven't attempted. You know, I remember back in the day, doing Jorm, Beast, Pup, and Summoner only. And it took us forever. But it was the greatest feeling in the world when he died. I mean, it was hours fighting him. But I wouldn't replace that ever. I mean, I'm not one to tell people to swap servers, but if you've kind of lost interest on that server, by all means, you could come over here, and I am in the process of creating a shell for, you know, more casual players. Well, we'll do, you know, yeah, we may do Ambu, but no, it may or may not be VD. Depends on the month and how easy it is. But we still get the same points that someone on VD gets. We just have to do it a little more. That's all. You know, you want to try something on Beast? Let's go. That's how I work. Let me link you. There's a really good guide for starting. Like a really good guide for restarting. But based on where you are, sometimes it's just better to get direct information from somebody, because the guides can get really confusing. You know, you can get lost in the guide just as easily as getting lost in the game. But if you BG Wiki a leveling guide, there's a 1 to 119 guide that is very well written. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Kill this monster that's attacking me real quick. Here we go. That is a really good guide to get you started. By all means, you know, I don't mind, you know, helping out, you know, whether it's content itself or just information. And I'm new to the streaming process myself. I just started on streaming, but I've learned that I enjoy it because I like helping other people. I mean, there's two sides to Final Fantasy XI I've noticed. There's the I'm bored And it's not so much because there's lack of content, it's because there's too much content, and where do I begin? And then there's, you know, alright, I've completed everything, now what do I do? Well, that's when people start doing crafting and kind of going for the achievements, you know, trying to get fishing mastered. But the more common person is, what do I do next? You know, where do I begin? I haven't played since '08. I hear that a lot. It's like, well, see where you are, find out what class you enjoy playing. It's not about what class can, you know, beat endgame. It's about what you enjoy playing. You find out what you truly enjoy playing, and then you take it from there. Now, I am planning to stream pretty much Monday through Friday on 11. And then later today, I'm going to create a poll of just different games I have available, and I'm going to let everyone else pick for Saturdays. You know, what does everyone else in the chat want to see? Maybe it's something they haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's, you know, in the winning game each week, I'll play it on Saturdays. You know, I've already got quite a bit of drops, and I've barely just been here. Haven't even completed 2 full cycles. You know, now keep in mind when I came out here to start, I was at 28k. I do have more gil. I put it in my moat garden in a chest. You know, it's not dramatically higher. I don't have a lot. But I'm currently trying to make an Empyrean weapon. You know, but for someone who can't do a lot of high-end content, this is a good way to get there. Looks like I have someone else out here with me. Now what I am planning to do is, once I hit my 50 follower goal, I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream where I just tell people, you know, people tell me what they need help with, and I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help them the best I can. You know, whether it's helping farm a weapon, whether it's, you know, help create a relic, you know, whatever it may be. Ah, yes, there is people out here doing them. just wait for some respawns. Actually, let's go sell and see where we're at. You know, it was 2 full cycles. Kill any Gobus and crawlers along the way. You know, and this is just one of many. At lower levels, you know, pre-75 even, people can actually still effectively do tiger hides and tiger fangs. Yeah, it seems very small, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, 2k for every 3 fangs adds up pretty quickly, especially when you NPC the hides. Looks like I might not have competition anymore, so I can keep going. No, I think the biggest reason I like these smaller methods is because, you know, if I've got an hour to play, I can still come out and do this. No, this doesn't require a whole lot of time. And it adds up. It adds up actually relatively fast. Alright, let's see where we are at. I mean, this is no effort. 0 effort, really, put into it. And started at 28k, and I'm clearing 200k. Only thing I would save is I would save the clusters, and if you're gonna craft, store them in your ethereal Moogle. If you're not gonna craft, stack them up to 12 and sell them on the auction house. Now let's go test our luck real quick with our Gobby chest and our Oseam augments. You know, it's a dark matter campaign right now. Dark matter is huge. If you can get a really good dark matter augment, it makes dramatic difference to your character. Where did I put it? Right there. Working on augmenting my Odyssean helm. Alright, garbage from the key. Neptunal Tatter. I think you turn those into scraps, I believe. Alright, off to Norg. Go over to Oseam. Just test our luck. Right now we get 6 a day. Weapon skill 2, accuracy attack. Not quite as good as that one. I'm aiming for 6+ on the weapon skill damage. That's a good fast cast piece, but and nothing again today. Now, one thing people can do, and they don't quite realize it, is these sacks right here. You can make a lot of money from these. You know, you can buy 10 sacks a day based on doing 1 domain invasion dragon. Now, if you buy, I believe it's top stones, they sell between 600k and $1 million per stack. I apologize for the text message alert, because I just got asked what coffee I want from the nearby coffee shop. Coffee is my lifeblood. I will be back in a little while. Feel free to hit that, that follow button and get the notifications to keep track of it. I'm gonna post this YouTube video. I'm gonna get it cropped up and posted, and come up with some other, easy farming methods for people who can't just go out and make the millions right away. Alright, I will talk to everyone soon. Again, feel free to hit the follow button if you're interested. Hey Draconia, I will be back in a little while. I have to run an errand, and I'm gonna post my guide. I just made a quick guide for making gil when, during Sparkpocalypse, when you can't just go out and make the millions. But for anyone still watching, if they want to hit that follow button, once I hit that 50 follows, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream for the 50 follows, and I'm just going to help people. It's going to be a list, make a list of all of the helping of people need. Absolutely. And like I said, I'll be back momentarily. I want to say probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm going to run the rest of the afternoon. So I will talk to you all soon. Thank you guys again.